Hey, Peggy. Okay, so after meditating a little bit on the energy, I have decided to do the second reading that I have sent to you, only because I think that the other one it went into a little bit more detail than I was kind of feeling. And it just really felt intuitively like we should kind of go with the second one. So I went with the second one. And I know it's pretty cut and dry. You're kind of just like, all right, should I move on or what am I doing with this gentleman? Asim, I hope I'm saying his name right. So, yeah, we are going to go with that. So it's just basically the energy of your feelings, his feelings, any advice for the near future and for the distant future. And then I did add in a card to just ask, should you move on? And then I'm adding in a 6th card to just kind of evaluate the energy with Matt. I did think about that as well, and I was a little concerned only because when you do kind of like, what's going on with one person, the energy kind of tends to be there with that person, and so we can't always guarantee that the energy won't cross when we kind of start asking about other people as well. But like I said, I'm going to kind of tack it on until the end. If it doesn't feel right to you, let me know, and I can kind of do like a quick little separate reading, like a little 5-minute thing just kind of thrown in to make sure, okay? So we are going to get started. I'm just going to say a little prayer. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, Spirit, what are Peggy's current feelings? Okay, lots of energy kind of already coming out. Spirit, what are Asim's feelings towards the situation? What are Asim's feelings towards his relationship with Peggy? Asim's feelings towards his... Okay. Asim's... Woof. Okay. Okay. So, this is a lot of energy here with this individual. So these are a lot of cards, but I usually put them back and kind of just ask for a little bit clearer of a message, but something is kind of coming out here. So I'm just going to kind of let it unfold that way. What does the near future look like for Peggy and Asim, please? Spirit, what does the near future look like for Peggy and Asim? What does the near future look like? Okay, for Peggy and Asim. Okay. And what does the distant future look like? What does the distant future look like? Oh, okay, for Peggy and Asim. Okay. Spirit, based off of this energy, should Peggy be moving on from this situation? Should Peggy move on from this situation? Okay. Okay. And, okay, so I'm going to read this energy first, and I think I'm going to just kind of choose to do that at the end. It just kind of makes a little bit more sense because there is a lot going on with this energy with Asim. I hope, again, I'm saying that right. Okay, so for your feelings here, I am getting that you have probably put your heart on the line a lot when it comes to this situation, and that you're kind of feeling left out in the cold here. You are feeling as though, things just aren't really working out in your favor. And that it's very possible, that you are very, very focused on the hurt, and that you're You may even be at a point where you're neglecting your own needs, okay? Because you have this, you have the Queen of Cups there, which is, you know, it is true that the Queen of Cups is kind of a ruler of her own emotions. She's somebody who's very emotionally stable and in her flow. But again, with this energy, it's almost like you're not living up to your full potential of strength, right? Because this is kind of like an energy that's saying like, you know, you're a lot stronger than you know, and the Cups energy is emotional. It's very emotional. It's possible that you could be a water sign, possibly a Cancer, but either way, this energy is just very much heart over head, sorry. So you're kind of ruling here with your emotions. And with it kind of being backed up again with this Five of Pentacles energy, that almost kind of tells me again that, you know, you feel like something is missing here, you know, again, feeling left out in the cold, that, you know, and you're just kind of like looking down, walking away from a situation. You are not really seeing here, you know, to have some faith, right? Because the church windows are lit up. So it is almost kind of like you're kind of just focusing on your pain, or you're focusing on a loss here, okay? And then, you know, to end it as far as your feelings, so you got the Justice card. So the Justice card is just kind of all about getting your just due, right? So like you being treated more fairly. It's like you're looking for truth. You're looking for justice in this situation. You know, and I just really think that with this combined energy here, and especially with it ending in justice, I believe that at the end of all of this, you will find balance. I don't exactly know or think if it is going to be with this person, because again, now I don't know if this five here, this Five of Pentacles, is an energy of, you know, where you feel again as though maybe he left you very suddenly, or maybe, you know, it just didn't work out and it kind of seemed to come out of nowhere a little bit. Because then over here with this energy, and it's kind of like mixing in between the two of you guys have the Tower card here, and the Tower card is all about very sudden and very painful endings, but they were necessary. You know, there could have been a lot of drama, a lot of conflict. You got the Seven of Wands, and you got these two cards over here, for the distant future, which is, it's all conflict. Like this is a lot of arguing, a lot of, it's almost like a very petty energy to me, as far as like, you know what, somebody here, or the both of you, is very argumentative and only kind of just wants to be right. Both of these cards tell me that somebody here just wants to be right. Nobody's listening to each other. Everyone is just kind of like, no, I'm gonna say this, no, I'm saying this. And it's like, when we kind of get stuck in an energy like that, nobody is really winning, because you really just want to win just to say that you won, and not to kind of help grow this relationship at all, okay? So that does concern me, like I said, only because like, you know, there's a lot of very argumentative energy. You have the Four of Pentacles here, and so it's almost, again, the Four of Pentacles is it's another kind of selfish energy here, where it's just kind of like somebody is, you know, has fear of not having enough, or they're too attached. Like, so if somebody like possessive here, and that possessiveness caused a lot of conflict, right? And it could have caused this very abrupt ending, because somebody was just not being, somebody was like, you know what, it's my way or the highway, and oh well, you know. And again, I'm not really sure if this is his energy or your energy, but somebody here was holding on a little bit too tight and not letting this situation kind of breathe and flow as it should, right? I always kind of have this thing that I say where it's like, you know, if you're holding on to something so tight, there's literally no way that it could breathe or that it can kind of flow. And ironically enough, when we want something so bad, we kind of have to start loosening our grip on it, and then just whatever happens, happens, you know. We don't have control over how our relationship is going to go with somebody else, only because everyone has their free will, okay? Yeah, I think, so for his energy, we have the Five of Cups, and then we have the the Five of Cups, then we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse, okay? And so, quite frankly, starting off here with the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups, again, it's another energy of just like something didn't turn out the way that somebody wanted, and it's causing a lot of pain. You know, it's kind of causing somebody to only now focus on everything that went wrong. There's a lot of fives and a lot of tens in this reading. So fives are all about conflict and loss, and tens are all about endings. And so I really just, you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm not getting such a good energy off of this whole relationship here, or just this whole situation, because it just kind of feels like there's a lot of turmoil, you know, and that there is a lot of conflict, you know. You know, with the Ten of Cups too now, when we move on to the Ten of Cups in reverse, you know, the Ten of Cups upright, it does talk about harmony and a happy family and just this really like divine kind of given love. But when it's in reverse, it's almost like somebody had very unrealistic expectations, and this did fall on his side. So I'm almost thinking that this energy that I kind of talked about over here with, like, you know, the possessiveness and the my way or the highway, and this energy of just being very stubborn and very argumentative, I almost feel like that could have been his energy, because for him to get the Ten of Cups in reverse, you know, this is being misaligned, you know, like either he didn't look at this relationship as one that was really fulfilling to him with this Ten of Cups in reverse, or he just had unrealistic expectations, you know, with this King of Wands in reverse. The king, you know, he could maybe be somebody who has very high expectations, and maybe, you know, maybe he wasn't making you feel good about yourself, you know, maybe he wasn't really someone who ever really built you up at all, you know. Again, it's like this is kind of an aggressive person. This is an energy of somebody who may be very aggressive, and who, again, these are two cards that represent unrealistic expectations. So I'm kind of feeling like his energy over here, his feelings towards this situation is that he just kind of wanted more than you can give. But what I do want to say, because of all of this over here, like all of this energy that's just very like with conflict and just kind of, you know, somebody kind of always wanting to win at all costs, I almost feel like I have to tell you, like, Peggy, if this person did this to you, or if this was the type of energy that you were dealing with, like, I really hope that you don't feel like you did anything wrong, or like, you know, you just kind of like have your head down focusing on the loss and everything like that, because this really does feel like the energy of somebody who just, nothing's ever going to be good enough for him, because he wants way too much. And he focuses on everything that he doesn't have, or he just kind of sits around focusing on all of this, like, oh, well, this person didn't. Maybe he's been hurt a lot in the past. I mean, you know, we all have our reasons for acting and behaving the way that we do, but the fact of the matter is that his energy is all very focused on the past, focused on loss, focused on things that he couldn't make work, when there is beautiful things, beautiful blessings waiting, just if he would only turn around. This is an energy, you see the bridge in the back? This energy literally tells us, okay, get over it already. You know, whatever you're lamenting over, whatever expectations you're setting for someone else, you have to get over it, and you have to realize, focus on your blessings. There's a lot surrounding you, okay? So moving on to the near future. So you did get the Page of Pentacles and Temperance, which isn't bad. So the pages are always messages coming in. So this could be like somebody coming in with this offer of stability. You know, it's like, here, take my coin, you know, like we can kind of figure this out. Or, you know, it's an energy that, you know, like I said, it's a message. It's kind of welcoming new opportunities, kind of just being like, you know what, like, here, I can give you this, you know, and that may very well be true. This could be you, or this could be him kind of saying like, no, look at, like, we can be stable. I can offer you more if you just kind of give me a little bit of time, right? Like, there's potential here, you know. Despite all of this, it's like the sun is shining way in the background, and Temperance kind of tells you to take it easy a little bit, to kind of move a little bit slower, and to have patience, and to kind of listen a little bit more to your intuition. I feel like both of you are very out of harmony with yourselves, and in my opinion, or what I'm seeing here, it has a lot to do with the past. You guys both seem to have a lot of healing to do, because there just seems to be, look at both of these, just having these fives. You had a five and he had a five, and this is all about focusing on loss, focusing on the past, not being able to get over it. So this kind of tells me, hey, you know what? If you guys really truly wanted to make it work, you should probably find a way to stabilize yourselves. You should probably find a way to get back into balance and be a little bit more stable, which may very well happen in the near future. But then again, in the distant future, we have somebody walking away here again. So the first card out was the Page of Wands, but the Page of Wands came out in reverse. And so when the Page of Wands comes out in reverse, it's almost like something just not working out, you know, that you can kind of go back to the original plan and the original thing that you were supposed to do, but it just doesn't really seem to be clicking. And then you move on to the Six of Swords. This is another card of just moving on, realizing with a very heavy heart that this situation has just kind of seen its day. And that could very well be, again, because this energy of fighting, of not listening to one another, and somebody is definitely taking on a lot more than the other person, okay? This is a 10, it's an ending, so it's supposed to get a little bit better, but this is kind of like you have one person doing all of the work and two people just constantly fighting. And then finally somebody kind of just deciding to get up and walk away. So I definitely, like I said, I see maybe more recently, you know, you guys can still be a little bit stuck here. You guys can still kind of have this energy of like, no, maybe we can make it work, or you know what, no, like one more chance, one more try. But overall, I will be honest, I don't see this really panning out. As far as if you should move on, just asking the question point blank. So you got the Nine of Wands, which is kind of nicknamed like the Wounded Warrior card, because this is kind of, it's suffering setbacks, you know, but it's also, this person has just been through a lot. They have been through a literal war zone and a battle, and they want so bad for things to work out for them. And Spirit is kind of saying, you know what, it will. You're just kind of being tested here. Like sometimes we get tested to see like, is this really what you want? You know, and it's up to us to kind of just keep going if it's really something that we're standing strong in, right? And then here you have, you do have the Six of Wands, which does talk about success. It talks about overcoming challenges. But I have to be honest with you, this feels a little bit more personal. It's almost as though I see you winning, but like you, like not winning over this situation. Like, yes, this is indeed a victory card, but all of this other energy combined with it, it almost just kind of feels like the victory is you realizing that you're making progress and you're building up your own self-confidence, right? And almost like that ends up being the prize overall, okay? And then you have it ended here with the Page of Cups. And so again, the Page of Cups is a message. It could be somebody kind of offering you their cup of love. It can kind of be somebody coming in. But my only problem with the Page is, yeah, it's someone who is, you know, they're fun, they're romantic, you know, it's just kind of somebody who comes in and kind of pleasantly surprises you. But it's a page, and there's a little fish in his cup. So it could be somebody who's very immature. So it's like you don't want a page to come to you and offer you their cup of love. You want that king. You know, you want someone who has moved through all of the stages and who is like ready to take on everything that comes with you and comes with being in a relationship with you. And so maybe this could very well be you deciding to be a lot stronger than you've been and just move on and find success and happiness and victory on your own, you know, either on your own or just in a new relationship, you know, because you just decided that you really can't deal with this immaturity anymore. You really cannot live up to the expectations that somebody has or that somebody is kind of trying to place on you, is what I'm feeling here, okay? Okay, so give me 1 second. Spirit, aside from the relationship with the scene, we would like to know, please, what is the energy with Matt? What is the energy with Matt? What advice can you offer? What advice can you offer about Peggy's and Matt? What advice can you offer about Peggy and Matt, please? What advice can you offer about Peggy and Matt? Okay. What advice? Whoop. Okay. All right. This is a lot. Please just make it a little bit more clear, please, Spirit. A little bit more clear, please. What is your advice about Peggy and Matt? Okay. So, let me see here again. We just need one more card, please, Spirit. One more card. Please make it clear. Please make it clear. One more card. What is your advice about the energy between Peggy and Matt? Okay, so we have the Moon, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Moon is all about illusions. It's all about kind of staying and being stuck in our own heads, letting our emotions get the best of us, and kind of, excuse me, sorry, taking the energy of the past and letting it affect your present and your future, okay? You are being asked here to stabilize yourself again, listen to your intuition about this situation, and you have the Knight and the Queen of Pentacles here. And if you kind of look at the way that they fell out together and the way, it almost looks like two people offering stability to one another. So it's like, here's the Knight and then there's the Queen, right? So this could be vice versa. It's energy. And there is really no gender in energy. 1 second, I'm sorry. So what I kind of feel here is like, I don't know, this just feels very sweet to me. It does feel like an energy of, so Pentacles, again, it is about stability. It doesn't, yeah, Pentacles are coins, but it's stable. It's, you know, people don't just consider stability to be money. It's just kind of an energy that you are bringing, right? And so the Queen of Pentacles is just this very dependable person who is really finding a healthy balance between like their personal life and their love life and their work life and everything. And then the Knight of Pentacles is someone who's very, very focused. It's this energy of just like a tried and true, very dependable person. And again, the way that these guys are facing each other, it's almost like they're offering each other something stable, and it's something that you really can depend on a little bit more, right? And so, I mean, my evaluation of the energy between you and Matt is that if this is someone that you want to go for, and if this is somebody who's a little bit more dependable, maybe not as hectic of an energy as we have up here, you have got to absolutely put in a little bit more work on yourself. You have to find victory. You have to find your self-confidence again. You have to kind of rebuild yourself up after all of this conflict and all of this sadness and all of this loss that you're kind of feeling here. You have to kind of remove yourself from being the Queen of Cups, and you have to be the Queen of Pentacles here. Because the Queen of Pentacles is a lot less emotional than the Queen of Cups. They're both queens regardless in their own right. But if there's an energy that you're trying to step into, especially where it concerns love and different relationships, you definitely want to be the Pentacles, right? Because again, she's more stable. She plants more seeds. She just kind of thinks things through, and she really does not let fear and emotion take over her, right? So that would definitely be my advice there with Matt and what I'm feeling there. I will tell you, I like I said, this energy with the other gentleman, it just doesn't feel right to me. You know, it doesn't feel like it feels good, you know, like even this is a really feel good card, but it came out flipped, you know. And there's just so much conflict, and there's so much that it looks like it just wants to end. There's so many tens, and then it's like boom, you get this Tower, and it's almost like Spirit is just saying like, yeah, like what are we doing? Even if you could make it work for a little bit, even if somebody could get it together long enough, it's almost like it doesn't last, and somebody finally realizes really, really painfully that they have to just walk away from this because it's so one-sided and it's selfish and it's not a good feeling energy. I will say, pentacles do, because they're seeds, because they're plants that you're kind of, putting in the ground, and it's about stability and foundation. They take a little bit longer to come in, and I think that this is not an accident that these pentacles came out for the energy between you and Matt, only because if this is a more stable energy that you're going to be looking forward to, it's going to take a lot of work on yourself. It's going to kind of take a little bit more work that you have to put in, and that you kind of have to carry on your back in order for that to work. Why is the Six of Wands here? See? Boom. Look at what came out. So I asked for clarification for this card. So you got the Four of Swords and you got the Nine of Pentacles. This is resting before a very long battle or a very long journey that you're going to have to face. Church windows here. Have faith. Have faith that you're doing the right thing. Have faith that you kind of have to take a step back and remove yourself. And then Nine of Pentacles is all about independence. It's all about creating beauty for yourself. The Nine of Pentacles is, to me, equivalent to a High Priestess energy, or even an energy of the Empress energy, where it's just like, you know what, she would love to have someone, and if that someone is stable enough for her, and if that someone can kind of share her dreams and share her visions for the future, come on, you can come with me. We can do this and build this together, but she doesn't need anyone. And that's the difference. She wants someone, and she knows that she can kind of do it, but she also knows that she could do this on her own, and she doesn't need any of this energy kind of taking her back, right? And so it is exactly what I thought here, where it's like, in order to have victory, and in order to have this victory to move on, you're going to have to pull yourself away from this energy with a seam. You're going to have to kind of figure this out on your own. And Spirit is really advising you to just kind of take a step back and be free of this. Be independent for a little while, and see what other situations could open up for you. Because I think that you've put a lot into this situation for a little bit too long, and it's just not working. And it doesn't look like it wants to work, right? And so I just, that's kind of where I'm going to end it. I think that we got our message pretty clear. I just want to thank you again for reaching out. Thank you for your business. If you have any other questions, any follow-up, anything, please do let me know. And I wish you the best of luck, okay? Take care of yourself. Namaste.